I get a lot of questions about where to find budget accommodation in Sanur, and it's quite difficult sometimes to give people the answers they want. So over the past year, I've actually been visiting a lot of these hotels and staying in them. I've actually been staying there and paying for them out of my own money just to find out what they're like. Now, after staying at quite a few of these hotels over the past year, I have a fairly good idea of what sort of places are good, what are not, what sort of places people like, what sort of prices people are sort of happy to pay. So here are my 5 favourite budget hotels in Sanur. Let's take a look at them. So before we get started, I have to say one thing. These places are unashamedly budget hotels. You're not going to get all the glitz and glamour of the Hyatt Regency or something like the Intercontinental, that's for sure. But they do have their own charm tucked away in some of the back streets. And I think that's part of the appeal of coming to somewhere like Sanur. First up, we have Kubur di Kela. Kubur di Kela, I mean, the main reason you go here is because the location is absolutely fantastic. Right in the thick of it on Jalan Danau Tumblingan, the main street. And from here, there are plenty of warungs, bars, cafes, even the night market where you can get a great cheap feed, are all so close. It's absolutely fantastically located. It's only 600 metres from the beach. It's that close. So you can just walk down to the beach in the morning and go for your morning stroll along the beachfront path. You can even go down there and find a feed every now and then if you're into those beachfront sort of warungs that they've got down there or some of the cafes. That's a really appealing part of this accommodation as well. It has both upstairs and downstairs rooms. So if you've got dodgy knees and you need to be on a downstairs room, it's got that easily accessible for those people who are a little bit uneasy on their feet. The main negative about this place for some people is that it doesn't have a pool. If you need a pool, you really need to skip this place because it doesn't have one. I don't need a pool, and I know some other people don't need a pool because they're happy just to either be in the AC or they'll go down to the beach for a swim. But if you need a pool, you're going to have to skip it. Now, I paid 380,000 rupiah per night, and I think that's a great deal, especially because where it's located. Check it out. I love Kubur di Kela. The main draw about this next place is the price. It's called Sweet Corner, and I love it because it is so cheap. It's probably one of the cheapest places I could find that meets my standard. I have a pretty high standard when it comes to reviewing places. I don't want those rough and ready backpacker places, which there are, and they are cheaper. I want a nice clean standard, and this place has a pool at an unreal price. Another place with kind of small rooms, it has upstairs and downstairs rooms as well. The pool's quite small, but it's big enough to go for a dip in. It has a large dining area with a little kitchen facility there if you want to cook your own food and have sort of food outside of your room. And the great thing about it is location. I know not everyone wants to be down a gang or an alleyway, but this place is, and I think it's absolutely perfect. Mainly because it's so quiet down there, and because on that particular gang, there are quite a few good eating places. 2 in particular that I think are awesome. Warung Old Brick and Warung Danaksa or Warung Naksa. They're both great places, and you could eat there every night and not get bored with them. So if you're sort of like can't be bothered going for a walk up and down the main street to find food, these 2 places are going to be really satisfying for you. The guest house itself is located 350 metres from the main road. At the main road, there are so many restaurants. It's right in the centre of town. So straight across the road from the gang is a place called Batu Jimbar, a fantastic cafe. The nearest beach is 850 metres away. An easy short walk, so if you want to go for a walk along the beach, that's easily accessible. I paid just 327,000 per night, and I think that's a fantastic deal. So what's my verdict? An ultra cheap hotel that is clean, has a pool, very well located. I love it. You've got to try out Sweet Corner. Now, this next guest house has probably the best location out of them all. It's called Duyung Homestay. Duyung Homestay is really close to the beach. It's only 200 metres away, and that road runs right down the side of the Hyatt Regency. So from there are so many good eating options. For example, at the beach, the most popular restaurant in all of Sanur is there, La Playa, easy walking distance. Back up the other way, you've got Massimo's, you've got Sala Cafe. You've also got a really fantastic Indonesian warung called Warung Kecil. They do a great Indonesian feed there. So location-wise, brilliant. Now let's talk about the facilities of the hotel. Well, it's got a pool, for starters, a decent pool as well. The rooms are fairly small, but that's not a big deal. Most of the rooms are pretty small on these budget hotels. I think for the price, Duyung Homestay is stunning value. I only paid 387,000 for a night, and I think that is just phenomenal. You're almost beachfront, almost. You're only 200 metres from the beach. You can't get much better. This next place shocked me because of the size of the pool. It's called Villa Linda 2. And I think this pool is one of the best pools you can get in a budget hotel in the whole of Sanur. So let's just talk about that pool a little bit. It's a pool where you can do proper laps. Most budget hotels don't allow you to do laps in them because they're too small. They're almost like a plunge pool in many ways. Even if you can get a few strokes in, you're already at the other end. This one you can do proper laps. That makes a big difference. And if you love pools, this is the place for you. It's another one of those hotels where they have rooms on both the top floor and the bottom floor. Obviously the bottom floor has that pool front access. Top floors, if you've got dodgy knees, you probably don't want them. The rooms themselves are ultra clean. Ultra clean. I thought these rooms were probably one of the better rooms out of all the ones I've reviewed. I really enjoyed my stay there. So quiet because it's in the back streets and away from all the traffic. Not even a noise at all at night. Another big positive about this place is that it has a really large kitchen area and dining area. That extra room really makes a difference when you're staying at a place for a few extra days. You want that extra space where you can just kick back outside of your room. It also has a lawn and poolside chairs you can lounge on. I think it's fantastic. It's 400 metres from the main road, 400 metres up Gang Jasmine, really close to where Sweet Corner is actually. So the same thing applies. A couple of fantastic warungs nearby, and then 400 metres to the main road where you've got an amazing selection of restaurants right at your doorstep. It's 900 metres to the beach, so if you need to go to the beach, 900 metres, that's not a big deal, especially in the morning when it's not so hot. But this gets back to the whole idea of location, location, location. For some people, being away from the busyness is really important, but for other people, they want to be right in the thick of it because they want that immediate access. That's up to you to choose. This place is a little bit set back. I think it's fantastic. I really like that location. But if you need to be right in the centre and all the busyness, you're gonna have to pay a little bit more and perhaps not get as good quality. This place is one of the best budget stays in all of Sanur, I guarantee you. For my room here, I paid $490,000 and I thought that was a good deal. The last budget stay on my list is called Cambodia Homestay, and I absolutely love this place. The number one thing about this place is how spotless the rooms are, and I really do mean it. Hardly a mark on the wall at all. The other thing I really like about it is its location. It's located in the southern part of town. Now, if you don't know, the southern part of town is my favourite part of town. There are so many good eating options down there, a little bit away from the busyness of the centre of town. And this homestay is really close to some fantastic eateries. Some of my favourite are Warung Jawa Moro Senang, which is a local food place, dirt cheap, love it. Just around the corner, you've got one of my favourite pizza places in all of Sanur called Pizza and Go. Around the other corner and up the road, you've got one of my favourite coffee places in all of Sanur, the Bear Bottle, and you've got a few Vietnamese options which are just unreal. Let's talk about the facilities a little bit. Well, there are a couple of pools there. They're not massive, but they're certainly good enough. The rooms are spotlessly clean, they're big enough, and one of the best things, it's so quiet. It is so quiet. Even though you've got access to that road straight out the front, it's just dead quiet. And I really enjoyed my peaceful time sitting around the pool with not even a care in the world, no sound, just brilliant. Now, they've also built a warung out the front in more recent times as well, and you can also nick out there for a bit of a feed if you want something to eat as well. So the beach is 600 metres from this homestay, not too far, pretty easy to get to. It's one of my favourite, perhaps my favourite. It's pretty close to my favourite of all the guest houses I've listed today, all homestays. I absolutely love it. And if you're considering a budget stay in Sanur, this is one of the best. So a few caveats on what I've mentioned today. If you go in high season, prices are going to be higher. If your standards are different to mine, you'll be able to get different prices for budget stays. So you can definitely get cheaper than all of these places in Sanur, definitely. But the quality's not there. If you're okay with that, fine. You can also get much better quality. If you're sort of not really into that budget stay, you may not really like these places, but you are going to have to pay extra. If location is absolutely key to you, in other words, you need to be on the beach, you're going to pay more. If you have to be right in the centre of town, on the main road, you're going to have to pay more. These places strike the balance between location, price, comfort, facilities. I think they're the best. But just because I think they're the best doesn't mean you will. So if you've got some favourites that you want to put in the comments, make sure you leave a comment below about what your favourite budget place is, preferably below 500,000 so we can really call it budget. And hopefully we get a decent list of budget stays that people really love in Sanur. Thanks for joining me today and thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all things Sanur and the rest of Indonesia. Sampai ketemu lagi.